Then, of course, we had the good old Landover Mall.
Yeah, talk about Landover Mall. I feel like a lot
Wow.
of the youngins don't really know about Landover Mall.
I mean, in PG County, 70s, 80s, 90s. That was one of the most pivotal landmarks in PG County. Landover Mall, the meeting spot, what you would call it. If you're from this PG County area, you had to go to Landover Mall. Some of the best stores, some of the nicest women, and some of the coolest hangout spots. You could meet people there, and also you can meet your adversary there too. So you got to be careful of Landover Mall.
That's what we call the ops today.
Yeah, that's what I call the ops. You got to be careful because they know they catch you up there slipping. No gun violence, just fighting. Good old fighting. Good old knuckle action. I never saw a gun pulled out in Landover Mall a day in my life. I'm 52. I was going to Landover Mall for 3 decades. I never saw a gun pulled out in Landover Mall. I've seen a lot of fights in Landover Mall. I was accused of myself, but never was a gun pulled out. Never gunplay in Landover Mall. That's the difference between this day and age and my day and age. Because we handle like men. If you have a problem, man, you handle like a man. You don't take no gun. But Landover Mall, you had everything. You had a movie theater. You had Furrows. You had Jiffy's Hot Shop. You had Foot Locker. You had Other Trees of Fish and Chip. Anything you wanted. Hex, Woody, Sears. Anything you wanted, they had at Landover Mall. A one-stop shop.
Nah, for real. That would be like like a Pentagon City today?
Something like a Pentagon City. 2 levels of fun. And when you leave Landover Mall, you go home with a smile. I never left Landover Mall without a smile. Unless I was fighting, never I messing with angry, but I never left without Landover Mall without a smile.
Hey,
For real.
man, it sounded fun back in the day, man.
Oh man, like I said, back in the days we was on getting together and having fun, not getting together and fighting. Cause you want to go back. You want to go back to school on Monday and tell them how a hell of a weekend you had. Because that was the thing was to be the one that had the best weekend.
That sounds like being really cool, for
Man,
real.
that's the coolest thing, man. Come on, man. Yeah, you know what I did this weekend, man. I did this and that this weekend, and people's on your line.
Speaking of line, back then y'all had what, beepers?
Beepers, cell phones, about this big. You had to carry the battery on your shoulder with a host with the backpack.
My goodness.
Yeah, we had beepers.
Radio Shack was booming, huh?
Oh, Radio Shack. Oh, Radio Shack was it. See, like right now, you couldn't get no phone and beeper everywhere. Only place I go is Radio Shack. Only place you go is Radio Shack, and they had it. So right now you got T-Mobile, Sprint, all these different companies. You got a goddamn carrier every goddamn corner. Back then, if you didn't want Radio Shack, you had to stay back. For real. And Radio Shack had the money, boy.
So you might run into about anybody in Radio Shack, huh?
Man, you going to Radio Shack, let me get a ride.
Players, hustlers, pimps,
Everybody up Radio Shack.
professionals.
Mamas, players, hustlers, doctors, whoever had a bill back in the day, they was a Radio Shack. If you wanted to be important, you had to go to Radio Shack to get important. Radio Shack was your connection to being important.
Wow.
The big old mobile phones, what they called them mobile phones back then. Now they call them cell phones, but it was mobile phones back then because it was so dang big. You had to carry a card to carry these dang thing. The joints you plug up to your cigarette lighter, mobile. Radio Shack had it for you.
Wow, man.
Yeah.